On to lock. Tohu Harris, Dylan Walker. I guess Jazz is capable of playing there. He's obviously been in NRL. Mitch Barnett, I think, is more than capable there. Then in the Cup, you've got Dimitrix Fakula, Kalani going. I'm going to put Toby Crosby and Ituate Golfka in there, who I think both of those guys could be a 13 if needed. Tohu versus Dylan Walker, based on what we've seen the past couple of weeks.
Good question. I personally, I'd keep Dylan doing what he's doing and bring Tohu back from the bench. I know that might seem a bit rough, but I think just in terms of managing Tohu's minutes and saving a bit of the club budget on tape and that, I think he could. Yeah, I think he could really benefit from just coming into things without having to have the burden of starting and putting up huge minutes, because Walker's shown that he can really do a good job, and he's done that recently. Sort of longer term, obviously, Tohu's the man, he's the captain and all that sort of thing, so no doubting that. But just for now, that would be how I'd go for the Cows game.
I have a good mate. It calls me out every now and then when I get a little bit excited, but this is very hard to say because I'm a massive Tohu fan, but I can't question the workload, the subtleties and so forth, but if you close your eyes and I say, like, close your eyes and just empty your mind, I say, give me two names that jump out that mean the Broncos have a better pack than the Warriors.
Carrigan and Haas.
Right. Carrigan, for me, his speed and his explosiveness. You swap those two, Tohu and him, I think we immediately become a premiership contender because of the speed and the explosive power. And I think that's where we struggled against the Broncos and struggled against the Panthers last year. And I think Tohu can absorb. He's like an octopus. He's like, gets through those tackles, but the speed I felt that Dylan Walker brought was closer to Carrigan. He might not have the same explosive power, but I feel like it's that speed that Tohu's just starting to drop down a little bit that starts to concern me. But it's the leadership, it's the fact he can play 80, the fact he can make 95 tackles at 110%. It's hard to say, but I do like Dylan starting.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I think it's probably I'd probably spread it out to positions 5'8", halfback, and 13 as well. In recent weeks, we've made the defences respect us because we've run a lot more like that.
Yep,
so a lot more running straight, and then all of a sudden it opens up things wider out, right? So I think that's saying to guys like Sean, Tohu, and Te Maire, whoever's going to be in the mix. It's like, guys, straight ahead is the way to start with, and that gets us moving forward and also frees us up for the lateral stuff.
I also think if you take a bit of, I don't know if you'll recall this, but we went through a stage last year. The Broncos game in Napier really stood out to me. That seemed like every ball went from Egan to, I don't know if he was playing halfback in that game, but whoever was playing hooker, every ball went through Tohu's hands. And similar to what the complaint is about Yo when he plays 13 for New South Wales, that it gets a bit too dominated by him. And we got to a point where Egan started passing wide and hitting a prop, like skipping Tohu and hitting a prop, and then the prop would give it to SJ, or he'd hit SJ outside Tohu. And I felt like there's just that variation, and it got those guys hitting the ball, running onto it, which meant that they could get the distribution going. So I think it's maybe we have to reimagine how we use him. But I've been really impressed with Walker, and we see his value more now having Jazz with the 1-2 punch against tired fullbacks, where you got that leg speed of both of those guys, one after another. And we'll also have that with the explosive power of Marata coming on as well. So I do expect Tohu to come straight back in, honestly. He's the captain and Webby's loyal, and also I'd probably, Dylan's had that ankle for 5 weeks now, and you see every week you think he's not going to get up when he redoes it. Maybe if Tohu's back and we've got these other guys all available, you give Dylan a week or two to get their ankle right. Similar with SJ, don't bring them back playing off those injuries and mean they're going to carry it for the whole year. But of the guys coming through, I feel like Kalani is a little bit hard done by. It feels like now he's written his own. I don't know. He signed his ticket that he's not going to be the guy. I think he's a really quality player who would hold his own in first grade, without a doubt. But maybe they just figure by the time Tohu and that move on, he's going to be a little bit too further down his career, unfortunately. But I'm hugely excited about Dimitri Sifakula. After watching him make his debut, he did a couple of silly things and he held his own. But when I saw him go back into Cup last year, after being in first grade, bro, man, against boys, and then see him come back now, the boy looks like he's put on a foot and probably about 10 kg. Maybe not all of it playing weight, but did you see him play in the weekend?
I saw him play last week against the Bears, and my first impression was like watching a creator player. Like you make your own guy and you make him monstrous and that, and it was like, who is that man? And it was Dimitri.
He's listed.
Like, whoa, he's
listed at 1.83 m on the website. And I'm like, bro,
Okay.
do you mind if I ask how tall you are? And he goes, 1.90 m. And it says, I think he's like 104 kg. So you're not 104. He goes, oh, no, I won't tell you how much I am, but I'm more than that. I said, bro, all the best. I'm really excited to see you come back. And he just writes back, I'm coming for it all, brother. I'm coming for it all. He's just no, it gives me like goosebumps. Like, he is going to, I don't know if he's going to be at 13 because of the size he's getting, but Toby Crosby, Jacob Laban, Dimitri Sifakula, Leka Halasima. I believe Dimitri will come into first grade by the end of the season on the bench at least. Webby obviously, do you remember after the Tigers game last year, we were all going, I think it was Leka and it was Laban and Zion. Yeah, those two are outstanding. In the post-match interview, they go, Jacob Laban and Zion, and he goes, yeah, they're okay, but Dimitri Sifakula was outstanding. I'm like, what are you saying, but I'm not? And then he got his debut first. It's like, oh, interesting. So Webby obviously sees something in him.
Yep.
And to come back from the ACL so quick. Exciting.
He's one to watch, right? Can't wait to see what he does even in the next game.
Where do you see him ending up?
A good question. I'm not sure, to be honest. From when I've seen him play edge, I kind of thought he was maybe more of a natural edge kind of player. Maybe a almost style of like Nukore, sort of bigger frame, runs nice lines.
He's significantly bigger than Nukore too.
Oh, okay.
Significantly bigger.
Boys here.
Nukore is only like 1.86 m, bro. 1.88 maybe. Oh yeah, he's okay. He seems. I met him in Napier, bro. He's not that huge, and if you look at his size, he's actually the same weight and almost the same height as James Fisher-Harris, who's actually quite. Well, he's only like 106 kg, and like 1.85 m or something like that. So then you got Sifakula at what is he 19, and he's 190 centimeters, probably close to 110 kg. Jacob Laban's already like 112, bro. Bunty's like this. Bunty's 114.
He's kind of compact. I think maybe Fisher Harris and Nukore probably they make you think they've got a bit more height and weight to them just because of their mean sort of facials,
I feel like Sifakula's got that balance of like that swagger, but just like how do you read in the words of a text? You can feel that passion. It's just like, oh yeah, bro, hurry up and get out there.